time has come to tear it down and start over. The process has failed. What's up, everybody? I'm Rob Lange, here to talk a little bit about what the last two games have shown us, and that is that the 76ers, as we've known it over the last few years in the Joel Embiid era, is done. It is time to move on, and there are so many people to blame, and we talked about at the top with Josh Harris. We've talked about at the GM level with Daryl Morey. Nick Nurse is a fraud who obviously just lived off of 1 year of having Kawhi Leonard play like the Terminator. This team quit, and rightly so, because you have a superstar who can't get on the court. It's not necessarily his fault, but at the same time, you know, there's some doctors out there saying, hey, you got to just be able to play through it, and he can't do it. You have Paul George, who has just been an absolute travesty, and I, for one, was all about it, and I'm disappointed in how bad it's turned out. And then you're wasting talents of Tyrese Maxey. And I feel so bad for that kid because he comes out and he gives his best effort every single game. But you have a coach who doesn't care about defense, who lets the Chicago frickin' Bulls score 75 points in the first half, 60 some odd points to the Brooklyn Nets in the first half, the game before that. This is abysmal. And this is organizational failure at its worst. And what it tells you is that the process failed. I was a believer in it. I thought you had to tear it down, but they went way too far. They missed on picks. And Joel Embiid can just not be healthy. And I believe it's over. And I believe they have to find a way, if there is one, to get rid of him. They need to find a way, if there is one, to trade Paul George. It's time to break it down to the studs, hope to God Tyrese Maxey is willing to stay, get the draft pick in the top 6 so that you can pick it this year, and move the hell on. Because this, we don't deserve this as a fan base. We don't deserve this after having to go through the process to see this nonsense that this team wants to put out there on a night in and night out basis. Nick Nurse, you're a fraud. Paul George, you're a fraud. Joel Embiid, it just ain't gonna work, bro. Time to move on. Philadelphia 76ers.